Hey everyone, gonna do another matchup. We're gonna run mid lane. We're gonna do Karthus and going against Viktor. One nice thing about Viktor is only his ultimate can stop you channeling your ult. So if his ult's down, you don't even have to stop and move away from him and try to get around a corner or get far enough away or behind a tower. So that's a positive. You have a lot of range that he is going to have a hard time dealing with to stop you from farming. So Viktor doesn't have a lot to stop you from farming with. You don't have a lot to stop him from farming. His laser is going to be difficult to stop. You're not going to necessarily win trades, so that's not necessarily a huge positive for you. He's going to have a hard time just initiating on you with your wall. You can kind of stop him and your range on your Q. So if your job is just to get bigger than him late game because you're a hyper carry and he's kind of not as strong of one, he's more of a mid game champion, then you can pick Karthus against Viktor just fine. And you can, as long as you're watching when his ult's up, because that silence can stop your channeling, you can pick Karthus. There are a lot worse champions for you to deal with your ultimate. So this is a fair matchup for Karthus. So anyhow, onto it. Taking your wall just so you can get away from ganks and be able to push out a little bit. Max your Q, and then obviously you take Defiles so that you can push if you want to, or clear the Wraith camp out any chance you get, stuff like that. Have Defile up when you die, zombie Karthus style. But your Q's your farming tool, max it every chance you get, and then just learn how to use it properly. And just try to stay away from those Jarvan ganks. And then once you hit 6, just be watching the map for when you can pick up easy kills and assists. And you can just see how far behind his minions he can stay and still be farming effectively. He's just way back. Farming effectively, this is how you're going to play Karthus if you want to have a good Karthus. Just be farming and watching to not get ganked, and farming, and then farming and watch to not get ganked, and still farming. And still farming. So you make it difficult for Viktor to land lasers and be harassing you. You have tons of mana because you're Karthus, and it doesn't particularly matter that you're using your mana to farm your Karthus. So yeah, Viktor he has to really go out of his way. And then just watching bottom lane, picks up a kill onto Jarvan because he's just paying attention and he's Karthus. And the sad part for Jarvan is he just turned, and Jarvan would have escaped without that. So that's just how much people with global ults can turn 6 like right then and do it. So just because they weren't 6 a second ago doesn't mean anything. So again, at level 7, you're just going to keep taking your Q. And Mumu gets caught out of position, unfortunately, and he's going to have to burn his ult and escape. But nothing they can do. And you can see here, Karthus was a bit ahead. Mostly just because he picked up the kill and the assist for hitting R. Because Viktor pushes to the tower before he backs, so he's ahead a little bit on minions. Nothing special on minions, and Karthus will catch that up, no problem. But Karthus does kind of outscale Viktor just because he can do that constant damage, just this, and the damage to everyone off his R. It's just easy to do. Just tons of damage off Karthus. He just has one of the best damage outputs. And even if he dies, he has a high damage output, so Karthus is pretty strong that way. So he's charging his tier and getting his catalyst going, so he'll have a lot of mana and be able to just spam abilities and farm and just stay incredibly far back. The reason he's using that defile charge is just to keep his tier charging, just to get that tier up as fast as he possibly can. So you can see when his tier is available, if his Q's not going to be doing something, then he just hits E really quick and starts his defile so that he just clicks it on and off so that he can get his tier charging. Missed the minion for it, that wasn't good, but you do want to learn how to charge that tier as much as you can. So Moo looks like he's getting caught, so he tries to go around and help. The wall and the ultimate, but the problem was the ultimate from Viktor just happened to be stronger right then, and there was just more people off of the blue team. And then his ult didn't actually help. The only thing his ult really did help was on top lane. Took out a big chunk of Elise's life, but Vayne can't really contest 1v4. Unfortunately, so Karthus is still doing okay in the lane, but that really helped Viktor catch up. In this point, the lane's about even. You want to keep going on your Q and then you max your E. Your W would be your last point to max. You could put a second point in it if you're not great with wall placement and need the wall to be a little bigger to avoid getting ganked. Or you're just being ganked a lot and you want that wall to be a little bigger. That would be the only real reason to put more points in W. I mean, there might be specific cases where you want more points in W and you want to, but overall, you'd mostly want to have the damage from the defile if they're jumping on you, jumping near you. The only other reasons you want to have more points in defile over your Q is if they are jumping onto you and trying to stay close to you a lot. You might want the points on defile so they're paying for being near you. You want to not be near them, but that doesn't mean that they won't keep trying to get near you. So that would be a possible reason to get the defile up before the Q. So against Viktor, you can just see how he has a hard time really stopping Karthus from farming because he has to give up quite a bit to harass Karthus, and Karthus doesn't have to give up a lot. It's really hard to zone Karthus because he can farm from such a good range so effectively. And here Karthus comes to help. And gets the assist on Viktor. And they clean up Jarvan. Very good help out there. And Italy's been playing very well. So Karthus does a great job of cleaning that up and coming to help, or just responding to his team. That's probably the one thing that can really separate you out compared to other things, is just responding really well. I know Karthus is a farmer first and can ult from anywhere and just farm his lane and still make a difference, but if you can also just respond really quick and go over and help your team every time it's needed, and they know you are a responsive player, it will go a long ways into helping you get a higher elo and your better response to your team is happy with you. So Karthus is now almost to the Rod of the Ages. Rod of the Ages finished. Tyr charging really quick. So Karthus is getting pretty big. Karthus is 2 minions behind, 1 assist and 1 kill ahead. Same deaths. Stops, ults, gets a kill. So not much more in this game. Just pushes out, farms, charging the tier. Basically your job, and then just respond to everything you can respond to, and you'll do okay for the most part. Here Jarvan just really is just going to come steal this blue. Kind of sucked for him. Pull it in the brush. Anyhow, good luck with your Karthus games.